Hey everybody, welcome to Gun for Hire. And we're creating this video so we could educate everybody on...
It's done.
All right.
Here we go.
Hey everybody, this is Matt from Gun for Hire, and I'm here with Phoebe, John, and Tony Urena, our Director of Training. And what we're gonna do is we're doing a video to educate everybody on the qualification for carry in New Jersey, which is the C-Care qualifications, the latest and greatest, and we think this is pretty much staying, so we want to do this educational video to walk you through and show you what it takes to get your carry permit.
Welcome, we're range 1 right now. It's a cold range. Right now we're not wearing eye and ear protection, all right? So we can, I can go over the instructions so we know what you have, know what we're gonna do, okay? First things first, all right, is we wanna make sure that we have our firearms clear. We don't have any ammo on that. So what we can do right now is take the firearm out, point it at the target down range, and make sure it's clear. Okay, do that now. All right, let's see. All right, slide forward and reholster. So under the New Jersey C-Care program, the state of New Jersey wants to demonstrate 3 main things. 1, they want to demonstrate that you are safe handling of the firearm, so we got to make sure that our fingers are off the trigger until we're ready to fire. So that means that you're going to draw your firearm and finger off the trigger until your sights are ready to online, and then you're going to fire when I give you the command, all right? The second thing they want to demonstrate is that it's got to be from concealment. I'm going to go over that in a second, all right? The firearm has to be fully covered by clothing, all right? You can have an outside the waistband or inside the waistband holster. That's okay, all right? As long as it's on your strong side of your body, no cross draw, no ankle holsters, no belly bands. We actually don't allow those here in our range. All right. The third thing that they want to be able to show that you demonstrate is reloading of the firearm. All right. So what we're going to do is when I give you the command, you're going to load your magazines or firearm, if it's a revolver, with only 5 rounds. All right. If you have semi-automatic with 2 magazines, that's all you're going to need for today. All right. You're going to load each magazine with 5 rounds. When we shoot the sequences, all right, the course of fire is going to be 10 rounds per distance. But in between that, all right, we're gonna do a reload, all right? So the first thing I'm gonna go over is how to access your firearm. So whether you have, all right, an appendix carry like I do, all right, or 3 o'clock carry, all right, what you're gonna do is draw the clothing up with your support hand, clear that firearm, get a good master grip. You're gonna come out and draw. Once that firearm is clear, let go of the shirt, all right, 2 hands on a firearm, and you're gonna come out and you're gonna fire when I give you the command to fire. All right, it's gonna lock back, drop that magazines after your 5 rounds, put that fresh magazine in there, all right, load up, and then holster. All right, you're not gonna fire the second set until I give you the command. All right, just drop that empty magazine on the ground. We'll pick that up later. On the second command, all right, we're still at the same distance. You're gonna draw again, come up, fire those 5 rounds. When that gun is empty, unload, drop the magazine, open the cylinder, all right, make sure the firearm is clear, and then holster a clear and safe firearm. Do not pick up anything off the ground until you do so, all right? For the purpose of today, just so you can understand what we're doing, we're gonna do it dry first, all right? We're good at any questions.
How do you relay that?
Was that
The first sequence or you?
Great question. We're reloading after the first sequence. You're gonna do that on your own, and that's okay. If you forget, we'll direct you. We'll assist with that. All right. It's after the second set that you're gonna holster, clear, and fire. So at one point during the qualification, you will be reholstering a fully loaded firearm. All right. All right, so we're cold and clear. All right, so what we're gonna do is set up in front of your target. All right, when I tell you to, I'm just gonna give you a command to draw. All right, and then you're gonna practice. You're gonna come out. All right, same thing. As soon as that firearm is clear, drop the shirt, come out, and get on target. In this case, we're not shooting, so we don't have to worry about pressing the trigger. All right, and then holster. We'll do that a couple times. All right, make sure you're comfortable, and then we'll proceed right into our qualification. Any questions? All right. Good. All right. So, face your target. All right. On the command of draw. All right. You are going to clear that firearm, get a good master grip, come out, get sight on target. All right. And then I'll tell you when to reholster. For reholstering, all right, it's really reverse. When you come back, obviously your shirt's gonna come down, bring that firearm close into your, what we call our workspace, you bring it in, all right? Clear that shirt, make sure that's not covering the holster, and then, all right, put the firearm back in the holster. Make sure that your shirt doesn't get tucked in into your holster, all right? All right, shooters, we're gonna draw dry right now to get the motion in. All right, and at the command of draw, you're gonna come out with your firearm. Make sure you clear that firearm clearly from your clothing, and then you're gonna draw and aim at the target. Ready? Draw. Excellent. Make sure that holster's fully clear your garment and reholster. All right, let's do that one more time. Ready? Draw. Very good. Reholster. All right, now we're going to get our firearms ready and do the qualifications. You're going to take 2 magazines and put in 5 rounds each, and we're going to get our eyes and ear protection. All right, let's do that now. All right, shooters, we're going to be going hot shortly, so we have our eyes and ears on. All right, I'm going to give you the wording so you can understand exactly what we're doing. So when I tell you to load and charge, you're going to enter that magazine into your semi-automatic pistol. If you have a revolver, you're going to load those cylinders with those 5 rounds. Semi-automatic, you're going to pull that slide back and let it go forward and load one into the chamber. And then you're going to take that firearm that's fully loaded and reholster. All right. If it's a revolver, you're going to close that cylinder and holster. All right. And then the shooting command is going to be, shooters, ready, fire. Fire, you're going to shoot 5 rounds. All right. When you're done with those 5 rounds, reload with that second magazine or dump those shell casings on a revolver and load 5 rounds. All right. Also, charge it and pull that slide back and load one to the chamber. Revolver, close the cylinder, reholster, and we're going to shoot our second round. All right. The qualification sequence is 10 rounds at 3 yards, 10 rounds at 5 yards, 10 rounds at 7 yards, 10 rounds at 10 yards, and 10 rounds at 15 yards. Into the FBI Q target that we have in front of you, you have to hit at least 40 out of 50 within the white. That's 80%. That is the passing score for the state of New Jersey. All right. When you're done with the second set, all right, make sure you drop everything. Don't pick up anything off the ground until I tell you to do so. All right. Once we're holstered a clear and safe firearm, then we'll go into the next sequence. We'll move the target to the next distance, and we'll repeat that. So while we're doing those 10 rounds at each distance, we are doing it 5 at a time and reloading in between. Any questions? All right, shooters. Load and make ready. Meaning you're going to enter that magazine. Rack that slide back. Make sure you have one in the chamber and reholster. All right, shooters, on a command of fire, you're going to clear that firearm. Draw out to your target. Finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire. And fire those 5 rounds. Ready? Once you're done with those 5 rounds, reload. Put that fresh magazine in there. Let that slide forward. If it's a revolver, put 5 rounds in there and reholster. Do not pick up anything off the ground until you're told to do so. Cheers. Ready? Fire. Very good. We're going to do that again. Ready? Fire! Holster a clear, safe firearm. Do not pick anything off the ground until told to do so. All firearms is clear and safe. Pick up your mags. Refill them with 5 rounds each. All right, shooters, we're now going to do our sequence at 10 yards. We're going to do this, at 5 yards, I'm sorry. We're going to do the same thing we just did at 3. All right, shooters, load and make ready. On the command of fire, you're going to draw and fire those 5 rounds. Once you're done with those 5 rounds, you're going to reload and holster the firearm. Ready? Fire! Shooters, at a command of fire, you're going to draw and fire those 5 rounds. After you're done with those 5 rounds, drop that magazine and holster a clear and safe weapon. Do not pick up anything off the ground until you're told to do so. Ready? Fire! Firearms holstered and secured. Pick up those mags, load up 5 rounds each. Shooters. All right, shooters, we're now at the 7-yard line. We're going to do the same thing we just did in the prior 2 distances. A little tip that I'm going to demonstrate, all right? Do not stress over it, all right? Just something to keep in mind. You can always practice this on your own. As you can see, I have a clear and safe firearm, all right? I have no ammo on me whatsoever, all right? So, when we're doing the reload, all right, we always want to keep an eye on our target, okay? That may be a bad guy, bad person, all right? We don't want to take our eyes off the reload, all right? So what you want to do is when you bring the firearm in, all right, bring it into what we call our workspace, all right, which means closer to the core of your body, all right? Drop that magazine without looking, come up and load, and then get back into the fight. All right, and then holster. All right. If you're not getting it, don't worry about it. Don't stress over it. It's something to keep in mind. It's something that we start and teach into our holster drill classes when people take it, which I recommend. All right. The reason we do that is we never want to take our eyes off our threat. All right. We want to keep looking at our threat. While we do that, that eventually with practice becomes an ingrained memory, becomes second nature. At first, it may be a little difficult, but that's okay, all right? All right, shooters, load and make ready. All right, shooters, on a command of fire, you're gonna fire those 5 rounds. When you run dry, you're gonna reload with 5 rounds in charge and holster a loaded firearm. Ready? Fire! All right, shooters, on a command of fire, you're going to draw and fire 5 rounds. When the gun runs dry, drop that magazine and holster a clear and safe firearm. Do not pick up anything off the ground until I tell you to do so. Ready? Fire! pick up those magazines and put 5 rounds in each. All right, shooters, we're going to do the same thing on the 10-yard line. Now we can see that our target's a little further out. Take your time. There is no time. There's no rush. There's not a timed course. Take your time and get good, accurate hits. All right, shooters, load and make ready. All right, shooters, on a command of fire, you're going to draw and fire those 5 rounds. Once you're done with those 5 rounds, reload your firearm and holster a loaded firearm. Ready? Fire! Shooters, at a command of fire, you're going to draw and fire those 5 rounds. After those 5 rounds, drop that magazine and holster a clear and safe firearm. Do not pick up anything off the ground until you're told to do so. Ready? Fire! All firearms holsters secure. Pick up those mags. Load up 5 rounds each for our last sequence. Hollywood's gonna come calling.
They should. We should answer the call.
All right, shooters, load and make ready. All right, as you can see, we're at 15 yards. We're gonna do the same thing. As I mentioned earlier, do not let the distance intimidate you. All right, nice and slow, take your time. There is no rush. Shooters, on a command of fire, you're gonna draw and fire those 5 rounds. After those 5 rounds, reload with a fresh magazine and holster a loaded firearm. Ready? Fire! All right, shooters, on a command of fire, you're going to draw and fire 5 rounds. After those 5 rounds, drop that magazine and holster a clear and safe firearm. Do not pick up anything on the ground until you're told to do so. Ready? Fire! Very good. We holstered a clear and safe firearm. Shooters, listen up. I'm going to walk in front of you a little bit and give you some final instructions. All right, it's a cold and clear range. We can take our ears off and listen. All right, great job. We are done with the qualification portion of the CCARE protocol. All right. Once you pick up your your magazines, all right, you're going to stow away your firearm, and then the instructors are going to score your target. After that, we're going to go into a classroom and we're going to go over New Jersey use of force as mandated by the state. All right. Takes an additional about 20 minutes. All right. The instructors will go over New Jersey use of force. After that, the instructors sign off on the SP 182 form that the state requires. you're gonna get that, all right? In the back of it, in an effort to save paper, in the back of it, we put the instructor certification. The state also requires that, all right? So make sure you're aware that it's in the back. So when you upload that into the New Jersey CCW portal, you upload both sides, all right? And then you can, they're gonna require a passport photo, all right? Very easy, you can do it on your phone and upload it that way. Everything's online and done digitally. Once the state approves your carry permit, they're gonna email it to you digitally. All right, you can print it out, as a lot of people do, and you can laminate it if you like. Any questions? All right, so once we're done shooting, we'll come and we'll take the targets. The instructors take the targets and score the target. We're very fortunate, very good to see the shots as they're going along. So in this case, we know that our two shooters got 100%. What does that mean? They got all their 50-round shots in the white. You are allowed up to 10 misses, all right, and you can still qualify. 10 misses out of 50 rounds is 40, it's 80%. What does we mean by misses? Misses is anything outside of this black line, all right, outside of what we call the white, all right? If you hit the black and you break the line, that is considered a hit, all right? So again, if you have 10 misses, you can still pass. It's not scored. In other words is, you can miss 1, you can miss 10, it's still a pass under the C-Care program, all right? If you have any more than 10 out, all right, let's say 11, all right, unfortunately, that is a fail, all right, and we cannot proceed forward. You would have to come back and requalify.
Tony, thank you so much for going through the qual with everybody. And there's a little Q&A to help some people that may still have some questions after watching the video. So one question that we get a lot is if somebody comes to the qualification, which again is not a beginner course, and they happen to bring a holster that's still in the blister pack, how do you approach that customer thinking they may be a new shooter that has no holster draw experience? How do you handle that?
Well, first we have to understand that in the state of New Jersey, this is new for all of us to be carrying. So you may come in and you are a good shooter, you're an experienced shooter, you know what you're doing, but drawing from a holster may be new to you. So what we first would recommend is make sure that you have all your equipment and everything prepared before you come in to qualify. So try not to plan on getting it the same day in case there's any issues. By that I mean is maybe the holster is not exactly what you're looking for, might not be exactly to your firearms. You want to test all that out before you come in. So how do you do that? Open up the package, all right? Put on the holster with no ammo anywhere near you. Please do it clear and safe, all right? Put the firearm on, all right? And you can practice drawing a couple times. If you have clothing, all right, try how to clear that firearm and get your master grip like I did in a qualification, all right? Don't be afraid to reach out if you have any questions. I'll be more than happy to sit with you and go over it with you, all right? If you come in and shoot to practice for your qualification, reach out to me. Best way to reach me is email, tony@gunforhire.com, TONY@gunforhire.com. Not that I won't call you and talk to you, but I'm not here every day. I'll be more than happy to respond 7 days a week. All right? Come in, meet me. Tony, I'm here. Let me go over a little bit of that drawing with you. Sure, I'll go over it with you. We'll do a drive right here in the office. If you come in that day and you didn't get a chance to do that, the instructor will look over the holster and everything, and just like we did in the beginning of the class, we'll do it nice and slow. There's no time, there's no rush. Don't need to stress over it.
All right, Tony, those are great points. So if I came in as a new shooter, you're definitely recommending that I'm going to try that on. I'm going to make sure the belt that I have is right. I could actually email you or come in and you'll review that with me. I'll make sure that the holster's put on properly and I'm comfortable, and what gear. So, and then also, I know we listed on this video some links below where you could see some courses that Tony recommended that you could preview on a safe holster draw. And we do have a great holster draw course that is not required, but it's something that we do recommend.
That's correct. We actually see both things happening with our students and our members coming in is sometimes we'll come in and do our qualification. They like it. They are responsible gun owners, and then they decide that they want to go into our holster drill class to get a little bit more training. And like anything else, it's the degradable skills, and they want to keep those skills up. It's not required. All right. We do have people that do the reverse. All right. The first time I mention is they'll come in, they'll do the qualification, then they'll sign up for a holster drill class. There are others before they do the qualification, they want to take our holster drill class. That's okay too. All right. Again, not required. All right. We'll go over everything with you nice and slow and safe. All right. But if you'd like to continue with us, all right, we're more than happy to have you.
Right. And one thing we're hearing a lot about the people that are coming through Gun for Hire and qualifying is that the great thing is people do want that additional training because, it's one thing to get the carry permit, but when you put that gun on and you're carrying, it's really critical that you feel comfortable and you understand, the laws and regarding when you draw, how you draw, the people around you, and the impact you're going to have. And, the qualification, although you do touch on that stuff, a 4-hour comprehensive holster draw course that we do offer, again, not required, but it really is critical, especially to the people around that you're trying to keep safe.
Well, those are great points, Matt. So one of the things that I always stress to our students is that carry permit is only a starting point, right? It's only the very basic fundamentals, all right? So what you want to do is take those courses, again, not required, all right? But as you mentioned, it puts legal and a responsibility on you because now you're walking around with a firearm on you. We live in a 360-degree world, all right? We'll no longer have a safe lane that we have to think about. We have to be aware of our surroundings, innocence, backstop and beyond is very common that we say to know that, all right? All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to cover a little bit about what happens when you first walk into the range, all right, and to get started. And then we're going to go over the keywords, all right, or the instructional wording and what those mean. And then finally, I'm going to go over some a little tutorial, all right, on how to clear your weapon. So you can take this opportunity and practice at home before you come in, all right? So first things first, when you come into the range, all right, we have to make sure that we follow the range safety rules, which means the instructor's gonna have you bring the gun into the port, all right, put your gear on and your holster on, all right, and then make sure that the firearm is clear and safe before you put it in, all right? And then at some point they're gonna tell you load and make ready. Well, what does that mean? All right, for the purpose of demonstration, I'm gonna use my firearm. As you can see, it's a clear and safe firearm. I have no ammo, all right, near me, all right? So what it means is you're gonna pick that firearm up, you're gonna take your magazine, all right? For the purposes today, we got dummy rounds in here, all right? These are also very good to get to practice at home your dry firing and your reloads and loading, all right? So you're gonna put these in here, put it in, make sure it's nice and tugged, and rack it, all right? Which means we call racking, pulling a slide back, let it go forward, and load that ammo in there. As you can see, my finger is always off that trigger. I don't want to get complacent, even though I know I don't have a loaded firearm. And then you're gonna holster. That's what we mean by loading your firearm, okay, and making it ready. The third thing now I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go show you, depending on what kind of holster you have, two of them, is how to draw your firearm, all right, safely to engage. If you have an appendix holster, which is what this is, which means it sits on your appendix, whether you're lefty or righty, it's okay. It's a very good carry option, all right? What's gonna happen is you're gonna clear with your opposite hand. You wanna reach where your firearm is, all right? Don't reach over here. As you can see, it didn't bring the shirt up clear enough, all right? So I wanna go where my firearm is, and I'm gonna clear that nice and high, clear the firearm, and then draw, okay? If you're carrying at 3 o'clock, which would be at your right hip, or 9 o'clock, all right? If you are lefty, all right, it's the same thing. You want to reach across right by that firearm, pull up, clear, and now you can come up, all right, and draw. All right. I hope that helps. All right. And you can try that on your own. Any questions, don't be afraid to reach out to me.
All right, Tone, can you demonstrate the load and make ready and holster up
Absolutely.
routine? Awesome.
I'm going to draw the firearm. I'm going to get my magazine, enter it into the magazine well.
Load.
All right.
There we go.
We just entered our magazine into the firearm. All right. And now we're loading or charging the firearm by putting that round in
And
the
that's to
chamber.
make ready.
And that's to make ready.
Right, so let's
All
load,
right.
make ready, and then the reholster.
And then we reholster. Finger
it.
off the trigger. All right. And holster.
Hey, everybody. Tony, thank you so much for that demonstration and in this education. We hope everybody, got something from this. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. We'll be sure to get back to you. Please subscribe. We're going to have some other videos going up about getting your FID card, the whole process. So we appreciate everybody's input. Any questions, again, we'll answer it. Thank you, everybody, for your time and energy, and we look forward to welcoming you to Gun for Hire.